Oh, no, I didn't see this. Sorry.
Come on in, it's okay, it's fine, I don't bite. Welcome to the 4th annual Filmmaker Halloween special, where I make all sorts of videos about, well, of course, Halloween. So what's this video going to be about? Well, welcome of all, because you have just caught me getting ready and getting started on a horror movie marathon. So please don't go, please sit down, get some popcorn, get a snack, get a drink, and join me as we watch 4 horror movies that you may not watch at Halloween. Yes, hello guys and welcome back to another video. Of course, I'm the filmmaker and I love movies, and welcome to my channel. Now, just before we get started, before I run down what we're going to be watching this evening, I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone who went and watched my entire movie Blu-ray collection video, where I show off every, Blu-ray, DVD or 4K film I own physically, because that video has already got 900 views. I've gained so many more subscribers, so if you're a new viewer, welcome. Thank you so much for subscribing, I really appreciate it. And yeah, welcome, and I really hope you enjoy this video. So today, in this video, I'm going to be watching some, of course, horror movies. We're going to be doing a movie night. Now I was thinking, okay, what horror movies am I going to watch? Am I going to watch, the films that I'm sure all you guys are going to be watching? No, I'm not. I want to make this video interesting, different. I could have watched Halloween with you, I could have watched The Shining, I could have watched Psycho, but I'm sure all of you are watching those films already, or have been watching those films, or are going to be watching those films. So I've decided to select 4 films that you probably might not have even heard of, that I'm going to be watching with you, so we can, shake it up a bit and have something different. So, what are the films going to be? Film number 1 is going to be an Italian horror movie. Now, why an Italian horror movie? That's because this Halloween season I'm going to be delving into Italian horror, because I love Italian cinema, I love world cinema. My favourite kind of cinema, other than, kind of American and English, the one that I love to explore and watch more of is Italian. So I'm going to be watching an Italian horror movie that I haven't seen before. The second film we're going to watch is a horror movie revisited. So one that I haven't seen in quite some time. It could be 2 years, it could be 3 years, but one that I've only seen once, and tonight I'll be watching it for the second time. The third horror movie I'll be watching will be a film from the American Horror Project, from Arrow Video. Now, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, the American Horror Project, what? Wonder no more. Arrow Video brought out this Blu-ray set. There's a volume 2 as well, with 3 films on, and they are 3 kind of obscure independent American horror movies. So we're going to be watching 1 film from this collection. Haven't seen any of them in the collection either, so all these, we're probably going to watch the first one, and the last film we will watch is a recent horror movie release. So a recent film, a 2020 release. So what are the films going to be? First film we're going to watch is Italian horror movie Torso Carnal Violence, directed by Sergio Martino. This film follows a hooded killer with a hacksaw who stalks college codes Susie Kendall and Tina Ormond. Okay, so this is going to be a classic giallo film. Now, if you don't know what giallo is, it's a subgenre of Italian horror. The conventions are kind of like a black gloved killer. There's kind of a lot of sex in there. There's lots of violence that's very stylized. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. They always pay a lot of attention to the kills. So yeah, really excited for that one. I have also seen Sergio Martino's other film, The Strange Vice of Mrs. Wardoth, and that was really good fun. I thought that was great, and Sergio Martino is kind of a specialist in the giallo genre, so I cannot wait to watch that. So the horror movie I will be rewatching that I haven't seen in 2 years will be the Texas Chain Saw Massacre. Now, I know I was not going to include any mainstream kind of horror movies that you're all going to be watching, but come on, I had to include at least one, and I thought that would be a really great film to watch just because the first time I watched it, I was so disturbed, it riveted me to the bone. It was just incredibly uncomfortable experience, and well, tonight I will be revisiting this film. I don't think I really need to read out the synopsis for you because it's kind of in the title. It's in Texas, and there's a chainsaw massacre, and of course it came out in 1974, directed by Tobe Hooper. B from the American Horror Project, Volume 1, Malatesta's Carnival of Blood. Released in 1973, directed by Christopher Spieth. After the Norris family's son goes missing at a run-down local amusement park, they take jobs there in an effort to uncover what happened to him and meet a cadre of unsettling characters. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention the final film of the evening. Yes, that's the 2020 new horror movie release, which is the new Netflix film, Vampires vs. the Bronx. Of course, it was released in 2020, directed by Oz Rodriguez. The film follows a group of teenagers who are forced to protect their neighbourhood in the Bronx when a gathering of vampires invades. So yeah, I understand it's a bit of a strange film to end on. I mean, I could have done this movie marathon in any order. I guess it would have been a bit more powerful to end on the Texas Chain Saw Massacre, but there you have it. That's my choice of the new 2020 horror movie release. Without further ado, let the horror movie marathon of the 4th annual Halloween special commence. Whoa, Lucas. You're gonna start a movie marathon without even showing off the sweets we have? Because yes, every movie marathon requires some goodies, some midnight snacks, if you will. So let me just show you what we've got. So on the desk here, we have some Aero Peppermint Bubbles. Now, got a little problem here. Look how small this is. I mean, for £1, this isn't even a proper pouch. They're still charging the same amount of money, but they're, you know, making it smaller. That's just not nice, but I like them too much to give in. Just to make you aware, we will not. I don't think I'll be cracking into the Percy Pigs today, so they're just there. By the way, ignore them. But I may cave and just eat them. And yes. Please don't think this being a Christmas movie marathon, but I just saw these and I remember actually someone giving me a little bit of, giving me a little taster of this, and I really liked it. So yeah, I don't care that we're doing a Halloween movie marathon. We've got some winter gingerbread edition. My only defense is they're selling this stuff, so obviously they want you to buy it, and it's really good. And you know, I mean, the combination of Cadbury Dairy Milk Chocolate and gingerbread is just, you know, a match made in heaven. And just a little, it was only 80p, but I do like my Fry's peppermint cream bars. I mean, it's only a small little thing, but still something I had to get because I haven't had one of these in ages now. So that'll probably be the first one to go. Okay, so here we are on Amazon Prime Video, ready for Torso Carnal Violence. Again, this is by Sergio Martino, Italian director. This will be a giallo Italian horror movie. I'm very excited. Let's get it in place. Can you get my hand in the shot? I think it's a bit too dark. Wait, no, we've got it there. We've got it there. And play. That's it, the Wi-Fi doesn't fail on me. There we are. Oh, we've got a 1917 advert, great. Okay. Impressive film, but not great if it wasn't filmed, or made to look filmed in a one take. Anyway, get out of here, 1917. Ready to watch. What's it called now? Torso Violence. First kill down, and we're already on the arrows. So I'm in the middle of watching the film at the moment, and I read the synopsis to you at the beginning of the video, as you heard, and it did say hacksaw killer. 2 people have just been killed. We had the first kill, the second kill just happened. Just paused it, and they've been killed with a scarf. They've been strangled with a scarf. So I'm a little... Where does the hacksaw come into play? I want to see some crazy, brutal hacksaw kills. So far, we've just had a couple of hookers being murdered. That's pretty much what's happening in this film, and I think that's all we're going to get. I mean, I'm up for it. I mean, hookers getting murdered? What more could you ask for? In an Italian horror movie. Blood, guts, and sex. That's what you get in this film. And so... yeah. By the way, I am listening to this film through my iPods just so other people in the house don't get distracted by it and I can listen to it on a good volume. Right, let's continue. So now they're showing students what the... Oh, there's the scarf. There's the scarf. I'm just wondering why they are showing all the students photos of their dead, you know, fellow students. Like, imagine if you were at school and someone got killed and then they all gathered you to show you pictures of them dead. Okay, they're telling them to look out for the killer. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I just finished Torso Carnal Violence. What did I think of it? I thought it was good-ish. I mean, I wanted more kills. I wanted to see more of the hacksaw kills. Because it's... I mean, just look at the poster. Look at the poster. There's barely any hacksaw kills in this. I really wanted... What I was expecting was some really gory... So I wanted some really good kills. We didn't really get that. And yeah, that's really the big main reason why I didn't like the film. So yeah, that's all I really had to say about that film. I mean, I did say a bit more when I was actually watching the film. I think I adding a bit more commentary to it. So I'd probably give it like a 2.9. 3 out of 5, whichever graphic is coming up now will be my definitive score for the film. Okay, now it's time for the Texas Chain Saw Massacre rewatch. By the way, I'm talking quite, quietly, just because there's other people in the house that are sleeping, so don't want to wake them up. Okay, I've just finished the Texas Chain Saw Massacre. Wow. Wow. Yes. 2 years later, it's still completely and utterly disturbed me. It chilled me to the very core. And this will be a film that I will definitely watch again. And why do I do this to myself? Because it's, so carefully and disgustingly constructed. It's that good that I'll probably watch it, every 2 years maybe, because I could not watch it every year. But it is the filmmaking in this. It just to make you feel so uncomfortable. I mean, and a lot of moments in this film, I felt almost sick. And it's almost kind of like got me thinking about how some films really that make you feel that way. What are they good? Because you've got your feel good films where you leave the cinema, you're smiling, you're happy, But then you've got films like this one and Climax as well. And of course there's one, Saulo or something like that, a really infamous film that, you know, people either love because it is so damaging to the soul, or people hate just because you are put through such a horrible experience. And it's kind of like, I don't know where I fit into that yet. Whether I agree with filmmakers making audiences feel negative emotions. I mean, it is an emotion, and for a filmmaker to elicit such a strong emotion, I think is a very big achievement. So I suppose I do sit in the proximity of liking them, but maybe not to the point of thinking that they're masterpieces, because I don't think I could ever love a film so much. So I'm not like upping my grade of the Texas Chain Saw Massacre. I think I'd just give it a 4 out of 5. That'd be my grade for that film. So right, next we're on to Malatesta's Carnival of Blood. So yeah, that'll be really fun. That'll be from the Arrow American Horror Project box set. Here we are. Here's the Arrow collection. I don't know why, but I just, I like to give my Arrow videos kind of their own personal area. So here we are. Here it is. Okay, so I've just finished Malatesta's Carnival of Blood. This is a tricky one. There's literally no plot. Stuff just happens. Now, the synopsis I read you, it kind of happens. But yeah, there's kind of no plot to this film. It just, things happen in the film. And it's actually quite short for being kind of a feature film. It's only 1 hour and 14 minutes long. So yeah, quite short indeed. And I did, after I watched the film, I watched the introduction that accompanied the film, which kind of actually helped me understand the film a bit more, because the guy was saying, he admitted, there is no plot, things just happen at this carnival. Knick-Knack from the Man with the Golden Gun is in this film as well. Funnily enough, he's actually kind of probably the most famous person in this film. And yet, like I said, as the person was saying, not much happens in the film. It's just kind of bizarre events, and if you kind of treat it in that sense, treat it as in some kind of dream and let it wander and enjoy the visual feast that's at hand here, then you'll get something out of it. And thinking of that, then yeah, sure, but it was fine. There are some good visuals in it. Interesting kind of 1970s camera work, because these people who made it are in the mainstream. It's quite, he said psychedelic and surreal. So it was an interesting watch for sure. It was like different. It was kind of like a lot of cannibals. They acted like zombies for some reason, but they weren't zombies. They were cannibals. There was a guy called Mr. Blood. Yes, he's one of the main kind of bad guys in the film, and his name is Mr. Blood, and he is kind of half a vampire as well, because he's got these big fangs, and he's wearing this cape, and he drinks blood, but he's not a vampire because he's walking around in daylight and doesn't turn into a bat. But yeah, it's very kind of low budget filmmaking as well. So I'll give Malatesta's Carnival of Blood a 3.1 out of 5. Okay, now on to Vampires vs. the Bronx, the final film of the evening. Vampires vs. the Bronx. Hoping for a good film. Okay guys, so it is actually the next day because I finished Vampires vs. the Bronx quite late, and so I didn't really have much energy to turn on the camera and start recording a review, and plus I would have to be talking like this, and you know, I just prefer to talk with the normal voice, get the normal projection correct. So what did I actually think of Vampires vs. the Bronx? I was pleasantly surprised. I actually liked it because I went into the film with extremely low expectations. And yeah, I agree. It's full of cliches. It's full of pretty, you know, not great dialogue. So nothing kind of came as a surprise. But I just had a really good time with it. I don't know. I mean, maybe I enjoyed it more than I should have enjoyed it, but I guess it's because I went in with such low expectations and I got this. You know, I enjoyed the characters. I thought it was really fun interactions with them. I really like this guy who owns like this corner shop. I forgot what they call it because it's in the Bronx, and so there's like lots of different kind of Latino and African American characters in there, which I thought was great for representation. I thought it was, you know, it wasn't trying too hard. It was set in the Bronx, so it wasn't trying to just add in these characters and their ethnicities just to, you know, be 2020. It actually had reason, and you know, I thought the actors did all a pretty good job. But like I said, it's chock full of, you know, generic cliches, and you know, it didn't do anything to surprise me, it didn't do anything to impress me that much. It just was fun, it was just entertaining. What else can I say? So I'm going to give it a 3.3 out of 5. So there you have it guys, that was the movie marathon complete. If you enjoyed it, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up on the video, and if you really do want another movie marathon, I can do one actually this week. I'm thinking of doing a monster movie marathon, but that is if you guys want me to, so I'll be watching, you know, 4 monster movies. So please do let me know, and I'll try and get one up for like Halloween. I'll probably record it on Thursday night. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. It's something a bit different. I did do one of these 2 years ago, and I do think this one is far superior to the first one. Don't even watch that one. It's just bad. And it was actually another Halloween movie marathon where I did actually watch some of the generic picks. So hopefully this was a kind of a different video for you. That's what I was aiming for, to give you guys something a little bit different. Watch a few different films that you may not have heard of. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I will see you again in the next video. Bye.